tariff bu ñu CEO jox.
This is
square meter was 25,000 or 20,000.
This was not
Square meter.
Square meter. It was per square meter. Per square meter was 25,000.
Or 20,000. I remember exactly.
I can't remember exactly. 25 or 20,000 per square.
This
is a tariff.
Mr. Batchily, as CEO, gave you the tariff.
Then Mr. Batchily now CEO now mola jo tariff bo. Yes.
Can you give us the tariff that Mr. Batchily gave you? Is it in the document?
Nda tariff bobu mun nga ñuko jox nda ñu ci document ci.
No, it was not in a document. Daf ñu wax rek tariff bu nga xamné comme mom loolu lañ daan joxé defene laani.
No, it was not in the document. It was a verbal that this is the tariff that we use to issue lands.
Mr. Batchily, you gave the mayoress a tariff?
No, I think she must have forgotten. I never gave any tariff.
Okay. Now, Mr. Batchily, who decided the $2 million is?
Okay, maybe what she's trying to explain is that most of the...
Not what she is trying to explain. You say what you want to explain. The mayoress is here. She can speak for herself.
Yeah, it's just wordings. What I'm trying to say here is, maybe it was based on the fact that most of the allocations of that similar dimension were based on 2 million. But then the negotiations with the interested party, I think it was between the two of them, and then
between
it was
who and who?
Between the mayor and the party, and then it was communicated to us.
Between the mayor and Charbel.
Yes, but normally lands of that dimension were allocated at the rate of 2 million.
Who told the mayoress? How did she know it is allocated at 2 million?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain here. Similar lease agreements with similar dimensions.
Yes.
Were previously based at 2 million.
2 million.
So that's why I'm saying maybe that was the basis on which she used to arrive with the interested party at the figure.
Madam Lowe, you've heard that?
Lead Council.
Lead Council.
Tariff be Charbel ñu ko charge through square meter.
The tariff Charbel charge it through square meter.
Man negotiate with Charbel.
I did not negotiate with Charbel.
Waxuma Charbel price.
I don't tell him any price.
Price being d'accord from the council be.
The price that was agreed from council.
And it was through mom guidance and one ñu ne li mom lañ dé fay.
And that was through his guidance and sort of that this is the amount we paid, used to be paid.
Lolu lañ charge Charbel.
That is the amount we charge to Charbel.
Ñu joguñ rek wax Charbel ne ko fayal 2 million.
We don't rise and say or just wake up or say to him you pay 2 million.
I can fully remember.
I can fully remember.
Actually, wax nañu ne there is a tariff either 20,000 or 25,000. I cannot still remember why lolu mu fa xara ba minute ci ñew.
He informed us that there was a tariff. So I cannot remember exactly the amount, whether 20 or 25 per square.
This is how we drive up to that amount.
This is how we get to the amount, 2 million.
Okay, we will wait for the minutes. Now, was the 2 million communicated to Charbel during the council meeting or in your office between you and Charbel?
Nena njegi 2 million bobu fan ngeen ko communicate ak Charbel nda si council wala si sa office?
Munuma remember ndax naka lañ communiquer ak Charbel about the 2 million.
I cannot remember how did we communicate to Charbel about this amount.
We
of 2
as
million.
in who? You and who?
Nena sone we yakan.
Whether man mahako wa or CEO mahako wa.
Whether myself or the CEO.
But I know ne 2 million mom lañ ko charge.
But I know the price charged was 2 million.
Okay, this is the evidence. CEO said the price was determined between the mayoress and Charbel.
Nena wa CEO wax na ko fi legi ni ne njegi bi fi ngeen ko discuss moy sa digante Charbel ak yow.
The Charbel testified and said the 2 million was communicated to me by the mayoress in her office.
Nena Charbel tamit bu moy joxe evidence am fi wax na ko ne njegi bi mom si bopam ak yow yena waxtaan si office am sa office bi.
Why luma la wax rek mënuma remember why xamna mënuma remember dama ko communicate ci ki why after council meeting bi mom li lañ d'accord so whether man mako wax Charbel or mako wax Charbel definitely lolu mën mako remember.
As I said earlier on, I cannot remember exactly where Charbel was told about this amount. whether
it was
in my
communicated
office
to Sharbel.
or CEO's office. But this is the agreement we have at council.
No, this is before going to council. Remember, going to council is the last stage. Sharbel met you, then met CEO, then you guys went to council. Sharbel said, when I met the mayoress, that's before you went to council, he was already told that he has to pay $2 million.
Nena li nekk na loo xam ne balaa ngeen dem council nena li Sharbel si boppam wax na ko fii ne bu mu ñëwee sa office balaa mu ngeen dem council booba fekka waxtaan ngeen affaire yi njëgi laan bi ba ngeen d'accord si 2 million booba ngeen demoon si council.
No. Sharbel su waxee loolu dina mistake na kon.
No, if Sharbel had said so, then I think he was mistaken.
Lead council Sharbel first day mu ñëw suma office.
Lead counsel, the first day he came to my office,
Gis na nim téye envelope am bi.
you see the way he hold his envelope,
Moo ibbi ko ma gis ne affaire yi laan la.
and he opened the envelope. I saw and I realized this is all about
Mu
land.
maa dégg si laa ko wax straight away ne ko affaire yi laan yi man xaw ma ci dara yóbbu ko si CEO.
He is right now hearing me. That was the time I told him, no, I have no idea about land issue. Go to CEO.
Bi mu ko yóbboo si CEO.
When he took it to CEO,
CEO si la ñu advice dañ ko yóbbu si council bi.
that was the time the CEO advised us to go ahead or
Did the
take it to
council
council.
inform Sharbel that the price of the land should be 2 million?
Ne nanda council ñoo wax Sharbel ne njëgi paaka bi 2 million la.
waaw loolu laa fàtte bi ñu jógee council meeting xaw ma ndax man maa ko wax o moom moo ko waaye su Sharbel waxee ne man maa ko wax su suma office then he's right.
Then, and that is the point I can't remember exactly. But if at all Sharbel says so that it was in my office, then he must be right.
Yes,
Because part
but the point is, he said it was communicated to him in your office. That was when he agreed to pay $2 million.
Nena mom lu mu waxoon fii de nena njëga bi waaye price bi si office bi sa office foofu ngeen waxtaanoon ba dal di d'accord nena ci kaw boobu ngeen dal ko yëgal ne léegi amul lu mooy def lu dul mu fay $2 million.
No, man d'accord ma Sharbel suma office wax naa leen dama ko yóbbu council the minutes are there.
No. I don't agree with Sharbel in my office.
He was very
It
clear
was
dañ ko
taken
yóbbu
to
council we were guided and then ñu charge ko foofu noonu 2 million through per square meter. I can still remember that.
It was taken to council, and that is where it was discussed, and he was charged per square meter for 25 or 20,000.
Why did you proceed to transfer the property to Sharbel when the proposal was already defeated?
Nena luta ngeen dal di transfer tribisi.
Why did you continue
land bi
with the transaction when the proposal was already defeated?
Nena luta ngeen dal di transfer mbir mi si Sharbel di continuer si process bi fekka process bi si boppam da ngeen ko defeat ba pare.
Sharbel nag transfer.
Not they can code defeat be pare.
It was defeated.
Yes.
Sharbel transfer land bi bi mu luusee land bi from the gannaaw National Assembly.
When it happens that he lose that land behind the National Assembly,
si lañ wax ne dinañ ko jox beneen land Bond Road.
there he was informed or he was told that he will be given a land at Bond Road.
Understand naa ne si diggante bi.
I understand that in between.
I don't know whether CEO daf ñu wax loolu in council meeting.
I don't know whether CEO informed us in council meeting.
Foofu moom story boobu moom dama ko fàtte.
But that story I cannot remember. I forgot about it.
waaye xam naa ne there is a point boo xam ne.
But I know that there was a point that
Sharbel dafa bëggoon a transfer lease bi.
Sharbel wanted to transfer the lease
to Nandu.
to Nandu.
Foofu nag man su ma la waxee suma digga xaw ma fa lu bari.
But for that, if I am to speak the truth, I know very little about it.
Because xam naa ne first list bi moom.
But I know that the first list,
It was very clear.
it was very clear.
And if I remember foog naa sign naa ko sax man.
And if I could remember well, I think I even initiated my signature on it.
waaye between Sharbel Nandu council foofu moom dama fa réer totally.
Between council, Nandu, and Sharbel, definitely I get lost there totally.
Because
Mayoress, that cannot be possible.
Nandu.
That cannot be possible.
Nena lolu muna possible de.
Because Nando just testified today
Nena Nandu tay wax na de.
and testified that he met you in your office about 3 or 4 times.
Nena wax na ne moom ñëw na sa office fekk la foofu lu ëpp ñeneenti yoon.
But we will get to that. That is at the later stage.
Nena boobu moom nañ ko bàyyi ba ci kanam.
But he mentioned that he met you in your office about 3 to 4 times. Is that not correct?
wax na ko fi ne fekk na sa office ñëw na sa office lu dem ba ñetti ba ñeneenti yoon. Nena daal lu dëgg. That is the truth.
And the issue is to raise concerns about the land that he purchased or he acquired, because the one at National Assembly could not be accessed, and therefore he was frustrated. He wants to be transferred.
Nena li lu tax mu ñëw foofu pour waxtaan wala lu tax mu ñëw sa office gis la nena sabab bi mooy parce que laat bi nga xam ne jox nañ ko si gannaaw assembly nena loolu nekk na loo xam ne musta possible so ñu daal di ko jox beneen laan nena li
is that correct? Is that
jotangu ko nena li moo tax bu ngay ñëw si yow sa office.
Nandu ñëw na suma office benn ak lawyer.
Nandu once came to my office together with his lawyer.
Which lawyer?
Nena soo ne lawyer mooy kan?
Benn boy bu tuuti la nii.
A young man.
Yes.
ñëw na fa ak lawyer ak doomam.
And he came there with his child.
ñëwaat na fa ak doomam ak keneen.
And came again with the child and another person.
Wallahi billahi Nandu musut maa tuddal sax ne moo Charbel am na lu dox seen diggante Nandu lu mu dee wax rek mooy.
I swear Nandu never tell me that he have a deal or something have transpired between himself
and
Charbel.
Not that issue. We haven't reached that issue yet.
Okay. Complain affaire yi land bi ne.
Yes.
Gannaaw fii naka tuddaati sax.
National Assembly, and that he wants to be transferred.
Ma ne ko National Assembly mënut a nekk because National Assembly ñu ne dañ fa bëgg a samp car park.
He came there and lodged a complaint to me about the land that was behind the National Assembly, of which I told him that that cannot be possible because the National Assembly are complaining that they want to erect a car park therein.
Ma ne ko wante léegi ñu ngi wax ne dinañ la jox land in Bond Road.
But there I told him that now they are saying that they will allocate you a land at Bond Road.
But you said you don't know anything about Bond Road.
Nena why wax nga woon fii ne xamuloo si dara si mbiri Bond Road?
No, ma ne lease bi.
I am talking about the lease.
Lease buñ ko jagaral Nandu boobu
the lease that it was prepared for Nandu, that is the one I told you that I have no idea.
Waaye ne Nandu nangu nañ laanam bi nekk gannaaw National Assembly.
But for the land that was issued to Nandu was forfeited from him behind the National Assembly.
And we need to compensate him, Charbel.
He need to be compensated for Charbel. For that we discussed it more than 2-3 times.
The lease is only a document that will contain agreements that have already been discussed by the party. So you maybe not have seen the lease, but at least you are aware that he was transferred from. There were discussions that he should be transferred from the National Assembly area to Bond Road.
Nena lease bi mom nek na lo xamne kayit la. Te lease da nga gis ne lepp li nga xamne da ngeen ko waxtaan ba d'accord lepp li nga xamne d'accord ngeen loolu lañ def ci lease. Nena lease bi sa soko gisul sa bot sa waaye yow sa bopa yeg nga ne mom Nandu jox nañ ko benen paka bi nga xamne mu ngi Bond Road bi nga xamne bu nekkon National Assembly bobu mom nangu joxuñ ko.
Do you understand?
Nena fofu leer na.
Council
I agree to that. I told you that.
Nandu acquire about that land.
Nandu used to come and acquire about the said land.
Office 3 times.
As I told you, he came to my office 3 times.
And I need
Ak the people I mentioned.
Now, was Nandu allocated the land?
Nena Nandu na mujhe nañ ko allocate land bi.
In reality, in factual sense.
Nena si dega.
What did he obtain at that time?
Li nga xamne jot amna si jamono bobu.
Was Nandu allocated a plot of land around the National Assembly?
Nena Nandu mujhe nañ ko jox land bi si National Assembly.
Nandu lañ compensate land bi.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
That escaped me.
Was Charbel allocated a plot of land at the National Assembly? Allocation, was he allocated? When he applied, was he given allocation?
National Assembly.
Yes.
The time he lose the National
Assembly. No, the one for National Assembly, the first application.
First application,
because he was never transferred. So the first application at the National Assembly, was he given the allocation?
Then musuñ ko transfer legi lu mo laajte moy first application bu mu def kër bi nga xamne mo nek National Assembly na mujjé nañ ko jox.
loolu laa fàtte nag because lii dafa yàgga.
I forgot about. I can't
waaye
remember.
xam naa ne
It was a long
Sarbel
time,
moom
but I know
allocated nañ ko a piece of land.
Sarbel was given a piece of land.
lii dafa xala yàgga I cannot
Was
remember.
never given a piece of land.
Now, this took a long time, so I can't remember. Then Sarbel musuñ ko jox paga.
No, ñun d'accord nañ loolu council. I can fully remember that. And
Yes,
things are there.
there was an agreement from council. I can fully remember.
But Sharbel was never allocated a piece of a plot of land.
You know, Sarbel musuñ amul jamono bi nga xam ne jox nañ ko kër paga.
Council deliberations you will bring in. You will bring the council's deliberations, the minutes.
Nee na da nga gis ne council si seen deliberations si mooy minutes yi nga xam ne yooyu moo ne kii woon si meeting bi.
What appears to be clear is that council perhaps agreed
To give
the land.
And this was
Nee na loo xam ne moom leer na foofu mooy council dem nañ ba ñu nangu ne dañ Sarbel dañ ko war a jox laan.
But we will also look at the minutes and see the wordings.
Nee na waaye ci kaw loolu tamit nañ seet minutes yi ba mun a gis lan moo fa nekk lan mooy kaddu yi.
An agreement to allocate and allocation are quite different.
Nee na pour nangu pour jox nit ak jox nañ ko nee na loolu ñaar affaire yoo xam ne dafa ute.
An agreement to buy and actually buying something is quite different.
Nee na pour nangu te pour jënd wala jaay nee na ak jënd naa nee na lu ute.
I don't know whether you understand.
Nee na ndaa understand nga foofu.
waaw pour
Yes.
allocate ak pour jënd jaayuñ ko de dañ ko allocate because ñun amuñu mandate bi
To allocate and sell is a different thing. It
Okay,
was not
let me
sold to him.
let me rephrase.
Nee na xaaral mu wax
Give you a better example. If you agree with someone for the person to sell you or for you to purchase a plot of land from someone,
nee na soo waxtaan ak nit benn ngeen am nanguto wala nga ñëw di nangu ne danga koo jaay paaka kër.
let's say you have a sale agreement.
nee na mooy léegi am ngeen d'accord ngeen si mbiri jaayante.
You agreed with the person to buy the property.
nee na yow ak moom nangu ngeen pour nga jënd property bi.
That is an agreement.
nee na loolu mooy d'accord ngeen.
But for the person to now transfer the ownership of the property to you,
nee na waaye léegi pour moom daal di transfert turi ku moom kër gi jox la ko mu mel ni léegi yow yaa ko moom.
that is now allocation.
nee na loolu la ñoo wax allocation.
Unless it is transferred to you,
nee na jamono bi nga xam ne jox nañ la transfert
you are
bi.
not yet the owner.
nee na ku su fekkee ne joxanguluñ la kon ba léegi moomaguloo ko.
Do you understand that?
nee na leer nga.
waaw lii council
yes liir kas.
foofu soo ma dimbalee rek nga xaar di minutes they are very clear.
If you want to assist me or if you are to assist me, then we wait for the minutes. That will make
We
it very
will.
clear.
I only have a letter I want to show you.
nee na la waaw nañ ko def nee na letter benn letter rek la am bi nga xam ne def la ko war a
nañ ko
woo.
council decide nañ we pass the information to CEO léegi dafa des si moom ak lawyer bi naka la ñoo implémenter
Yes.
contract bi.
We went to council, we discussed, we get to agreement, and it was passed to CEO now.
That's what I said. I said
The CEO
that it
and
appears
him.
that the council agreed to it, but then there was no allocation, there was no transfer effected.
nee na lii comme lu mu nekk di wax rek. nangutoo am na waaye pour joxe ko mu mel ni léegi moom na ko. nee na
That is a letter. It's
moo xew.
also in exhibit.
nee na letter la nga seet ko.
Following its meeting today, the 30th of April 2019, the General Council has agreed to enable you to have access to plot of land at the above site measuring 100 by 100. Okay. Measuring 100 by 100. Okay, well.
Do you see that letter?
Okay, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
100 by 100.
100 by 100.
Okay. Now, can you kindly read the letter?
nee na mbaa mun nga ñu jàngal letter bi.
The CEO, Founder Consulting Limited, Proof of Gardens, Estate, West Coast Region. Rating the 30th April 2019. Hello. Okay. Reference is 15/BCC/49. Rating the 30th April 2019. The CEO, Founder, Consulting Limited, Bruford Gardens, Estate, West Coast Region, Desa. Application for land at Bone Road. Following its meeting today, the 30th of April 2019, the General Council has agreed to enable you to have access to plot of land at the above site, measuring 100 meters by 100. We look forward to the preparation of the agreement. Yours faithfully, Lord Mayor, Chief Executive Officer, CC Lord Mayor, Acting Director of Finance, Director of Planning, BCC,
Yes.
fire.
May I please have it? So that letter is what Sharbel used as an allocation in itself.
Nena letter bobu la Sharbel dohal bu melni bo moy allocation bi.
Do you understand? Sharbel is saying this letter alone
Nena Sharbel mom lu moy wax moy letter bi rek.
that BCC wrote to him,
Bi nga xamne BCC dañ ko binda,
which says that following its meeting today, the 30th of April 2019, the General Council has agreed to enable you to have access to the plot of land at the above site. Sharbel is saying this is an allocation.
Nena Sharbel lu moy wax moy nena li allocation la rek.
Now, Madam Lowe, is this an allocation?
Nena legi mu ngi la laajte ndax li allocation la.
Allocation be normally the fora CCU. I think it is always prepared by our lawyer.
Yes.
Allocation normally should arise from the CEO, and I think it will be prepared by our lawyer.
So this is not an allocation.
Nena kon li du allocation.
It's not an allocation.
No, man, you maham.
Yes.
Because this is not an allocation before.
The one I know because
It's
I
always
saw one
prepared by
before.
our lawyer.
It was
Understand?
always prepared by our lawyer.
So, and I think there was an. But 100% there was an allocation key.
In fact, you'll be
I think it was a long time, however, but I think and I believe that
there was a
allocation
decision taken. Why
was given to him, and there was
a decision taken. And then again, I'm seeing this
and
100 by
I'll bring the
100.
minutes, and I see the dimension 100 by 100.
4 full square meter
That is
is
where
either 20,000 or
we have that
25,000.
square meter, either 20,000 or
The
25,000.
main problem is not even the square meter. And
Then I saw said a bit problem with negut square meter.
Council said, okay, we have agreed.
Then a council wax nañ ne nangu nañ.
It is in the letter.
Nena mu ngi ci letter bi.
The CEO
The CEO
conveyed to Sharbel that council have agreed
Nena wone nako wala joxe nako Sharbel dal di ko ne council
to allow him have access to the plot of land,
pour nga gis ne ñu nangu pour mu am possession
and that they are looking forward to have an agreement with him.
te ñoom tamit lu ñuy yoga pour nga gis ne ñu dal di am d'accordante ak
So
moom.
there was no agreement in reality.
Nena kon loolu moom lu mooy wane mooy pour dëgg agreement amut.
Mr. Sharbel was just given permission to go and have access to the land so that they can now draft an agreement, prepare the document.
Nena moom lu mooy di mooy pour ñu yóbbu ko ci laan bi nga gis ne ñu dal di am agreement.
Then if the parties agreed, then allocation can follow.
Nena nga gis ne ñooñu ñi nga xam ne ñoo ko soxla parti yi suñu nanguwee kon nga gis ne allocation bi dal
If
di
the parties
toppal.
do not agree, then there cannot be any allocation.
Non nga gis ne ñi nga xam ne ñoo ko soxla suñu bëggut place bi kon allocation du mun a am.
Correct?
Nena dëgg.
Can you repeat that again?
May I hear you council
Yes.
again?
That this letter is saying
Nena letter bi lu mu nekk di wax mooy.
that council is agreeing to allow Sharbel to have access to the land.
Nena council dem nañ ben nangu ne Sharbel léegi dafa am warugal ci laan bi.
And so
Nena ci kaw loolu.
it reads further,
Nena ñu dal di wax ne.
we look forward to the preparation of the agreement.
Nena ñoom lu ñu ko yëgal mooy léegi lu ñuy def mooy ñu ngi séntu pour mun a am agreement bi naka lañ koy defaree.
Which means there is no agreement before this letter.
Nena loolu wone na ne kon ba léegi de agreement amangut bala letter bi di am.
Correct?
Nena dëgg. Yes.
Good. And which also means that unless there is an agreement,
Nena te loolu tamit ñaari fannaa bi lu mu wone mooy su demee ba fekk agreement nanguwante am na.
unless there's an agreement, then there cannot be any allocation.
Nena kon da nga gis ne boobu moom su nangutoo amee allocation du mun a am.
So nakuto ame allocation dina mun am so am.
Dina mun a am su amee dina mun a am su amul du mun a am.
Yes.
Li council xam nga ñun as council.
Do you understand the process?
Nena moom foofu moom leer na si yow.
So that's why this letter itself is not an allocation.
Nena lii moo tax mu la bantuwaat ne letter bi si boppam nekkut allocation.
Some other steps must follow.
Nena foog ngeen amaat ay steps si
And
kanam.
then your lawyer will eventually prepare an
Nena
allocation
te ci
letter.
kaw loolu sa lawyer bi moo war a liggéey loolu defar.
Do you understand that?
waaw xam nga ñun su jógee si ñun.
Right.
From
su
them,
jógee si council bi rek straight away daf lay dem si administration.
normally it happens when it comes from council, it goes straight to the administration.
Yes, I understand that.
Nena waaw moom foofu moom xam na.
But if you give an instruction either as a mayoress or as council,
Nena soo joxee instructions comme mayor wala council.
and then the CEO is to act in furtherance of, let me rephrase Mr. Pojang so that you will not, Mr. The CEO is to act according to the instruction. Then when he is done, it has to come back to the person that instructs him to act. So if council agreed that Sharbel should be allocated a property, did the council or you as the mayoress find out whether the allocation was done in Sharbel's name?
With all honesty,
that is what I have told you. With all honesty,
I
cannot remember. I forgot. I remember, I can tell you. Would it be expected that you or the council and the council should also find out whether the allocation was done as instructed, as the CEO was instructed?
Okay.
Yes. Now we just go on. Mr. Batchily.
Yes.
Excuse me. Did you allocate a plot of land to Mr. Sharbel as per the letter of the 30th of April 2019, which says that agreements will be prepared subsequently?
No.
So no allocation was made to Sharbel?
Specifically, no.
Okay. Now we have already exhausted that, Mr. Madam Lowe. Have you heard the answer of Mr. Batchily? Madam Lowe? So yes. Now we know there is no allocation to Mr. Sharbel.
Then we all know that there was no allocation to Mr. Sharbel.
Now, Mr. Sharbel, in the absence of an allocation to him, he still used this letter of the 30th, which is not an allocation. Did not wait for an allocation. Went ahead and had an agreement with MK Stores, that's Nando. Were you aware of that agreement?
Why Yegnane Sharbel Mugibugona lease MK Store?
Yes, I was aware that Sharbel wanted to lease the property in the name of MK Store.
So, fan la process be told one.
But where the process was, that is
how
that I don't know.
How were you aware? How were you told? Who told you?
I think it was Sharbel who told me that some of his partners, they are not ready.
So Nando together.
And now he wants to partner with Nando together.
To do what?
To make the project happen.
When the project happen.
Sharbel?
Then Sharbel
does not have that expertise. Those expertise.
Then Amudu Hamhamu wala expertise.
What Hysen would be doing,
then Hysen def.
Sharbel cannot do.
Then Sharbel lumana def lolu.
You know this, you knew this before.
Then yaw ham nga lolu te ham nga ko won.
So what Nando can do is way different from what Hysen does. So that wouldn't make sense to you.
Council, Mom is a partner. According to Mom.
What I'm trying to say here is that he is a partner as how we were informed.
So who was how we were informed?
Mom Sharbel.
He Sharbel.
Who informed who?
Mom Sharbel, Mom.
What Sharbel told me.
Okay, I heard you saying Lumnyuwa, so I thought there were more than one. So
well, because Mom Luma man Lola de dem council
told me is what I always go and tell council.
Oh, okay, let's stick to you first, and then you can now tell us whether you related to council and whether we'll ask you whether you have minutes to prove it and all that. But Go ahead with what Sharbel told you.
Nena legi nañ door ci yow lum la waxon bala ñu dem ci council. Nena legi wax ñu lan la Sharbel lum la waxon.
Lum explain moy ne mom mo Hysen.
What he explained was himself and Hysen.
Dafa withdraw from mom mo sen lifin bi naka
agreement.
Sen agreement bi.
He withdrew from their agreement.
Why legi dafa am benen partner bu am.
But now he had a new partner.
At the beginning Sharbel musta tudda Nandu sax.
At the beginning he never named Nandu.
And naka fan la Nandu ñëwé on the scene.
And how Nandu get involved in the scene?
Fofu la munta remember why musu ko na tudda turi Nandu sax.
Where I cannot remember because but he have never mentioned Nandu.
Sharbel had an agreement with Hisense.
Nena Sharbel amna nangote ak Hisense.
Correct?
Dega?
Wow, okay. Wow.
Yes, okay.
No. It's not coming
Gisuma
from...
agreement bobu de. Mom lum ñu wax la.
I don't see that agreement. What he informed us is what I'm telling you.
If you do not see the agreement,
Nena so gisut agreement bi.
then it does not happen.
Nena kon agreement
And
amut.
it does not exist.
Nena amut sax.
Because you're the mayoress of Banjul.
Nena yow yaay mayoress of Banjul.
You perhaps have a lot of wisdom in these things.
Nena amna lo xamne yow wisdom yu bari nga am ci mbir.
So much so that I always tell Mr. Batchily, it is 101. When we say 101, it's basic.
Nena bobu wan wax wan la ne su ko waxe nekk na lo xamne dafa am basic, dafa
That
nekk basic.
Sharbel, if he has an agreement with Hisense,
Nena Sharbel su amon nangoto ak Hisense.
he will say, Madam Lowe, Honorable Mayoress, please look at the agreement I have with
Nena
Hisense.
boba mom da nga gis lu waron moy dafa ñew rek mu ne la mayoress, my lord, mu ne ma setal li.
He will tell you this is what we agreed with Hisense.
Nena té dina la ne li moy agreement wala nangoto bu ñame ak
do that.
Hisense. Nena dina ko def.
He did not do that.
Loolu dëgg la lead council waaye
That is
comme lu ma la
true,
waxoon
lead
rek the excitement mooy ne am nañ compagnie buy ñëw
but-
compagnie bi muy ñëw employé suñ xale yi
That is what I'm telling you. All he told me is that there is a company coming and that company will employ the youths.
No. I think it is clear that
Did it?
there is no company. There was no company.
Leer na ne amul benn company.
I would not want to believe
Nena moom du mun a
that Mr. Batchily, as experienced as he is,
Nena Batchily experience bi nga xam ne am na ko.
does not know that no one just walks into the CEO's office and tells the CEO that I am talking to Facebook, or I'm talking to LG, or I'm talking to Nokia, or you name the companies, and therefore I need land and it is given.
Nena fogut ne xam-xam bi nga xam ne wala experience bi nga xam ne Batchily am na ko nena nit dina ñëw si office am rek fekk ko mu ne ko yaaw man daal am na di ak Africell commune wala ay compagnie yi mu wax nii léegi dama bëgg a paaka pour nga jox ma ko rek mu dal di ko jox.
Madam Lowe, with your
Very well.
Translate exactly what council is saying.
Very well.
Please, don't add your own there.
Madam Lowe, thank you, Chair.
Nena madam thank you Chair.
With your experience,
Nena ak xam-xam bi nga xam ne yow sa bopp am nga ko.
you will not allow anyone
Nena yow doo nangu kenn.
to just come and tell you that I have an agreement with, let's say, a huge company, let's say, is it LG or so, and they want to do so and so, so I want a plot of land, and then they pay the money that's given.
mu ñëw mu ne la dama am compagnie mu mel ni comme LG dafa bëgg a ñëw sampa fi dara so mu compté xaalis bi rek jox la ko nga dal di nangu loolu.
loolu laa la wax ne lead council man óolu naa woon Sharbel lu mu wax
Lead council, I think that's what I'm telling you. I believe what he have said.
You don't have to believe Sharbel.
Nena warloo ko gom Sharbel.
Do you know why you don't have to believe Sharbel?
Nena lu tax warloo ko gom.
Do you know why you don't have to believe Sharbel?
Nena lu tax lu war
Because these lands are not yours.
Nena parce que paaka yi nekkuñ sa boss.
loolu tax ma jox ko suma technicien bi ñu yóbbu ko council because xam naa ne aw ma décision bi man kenn
This is why I have given it to my technician so that they take it to council
And it
because
is
I
not
know me
Mr.
alone I
Batchili's
have no idea.
property as well.
Nena Mr. Batchily tamit moomut property yooyu.
It is not the council's property as well.
Proper council tamit moomuñ property boobu.
So that
Nena léegi kon si kaw loolu.
if your technicians did not come back to verify information,
Nena technicien yi suñ delloo si yow pour wax la information xibaar bu ñu
mark it
amee.
as X and put it aside.
Nena war nga ko mark ak X nga teg ko boor.
We say it's a non-starter.
Nena nga gis ne mu nekk loolu moom non start la.
wala si sooy moom am na loolu moom dëgg la
That is true council.
That's it.
so jàngee nañ si tam xam nga su beneen yoon su nit ñëwee wut si laan
We are
xam
learning
li ñoo
from it
def
for the next time when somebody came and he want a land.
waaye wax dëgg yàlla ñun man lu ma jàppoon rek ne kii ñëw na ut laan jox nañ ko technicien si advice sa yóbbu nañ ko council nangu na
But
we go back
All I
demand
think is that he
technicians.
came and gave me a piece, and I gave it to my technicians, and they have taken it to council, and there was an agreement. That is what I thought.
Now, there's another problem.
Nena societe berente hate alare.
Now, Sharbel was never allocated a property.
Nena Sarbel musuñ ko jo property bi.
Now you have Nando coming to your office.
Nena legi Nando muy dal di ñew sa office.
Sharbel wrote a letter to BCC.
Nena Sarbel bind na letter BCC.
To instruct BCC that the land allocated to him should be allocated to Nando, MK stores.
Mom si letter bi lu fa wa moy kadu paka bi nga xamne jox nañ ko legi dafa bëgg paka bi ñu dal di ko jox ku ñew Nando.
Let me show you this exhibit LGC/BCC/CE/001.
Okay, letter B.
This letter?
For now, be the first time I gis ko.
I think this is my first time to see this letter.
And okay, munko address to the chief executive officer.
And it was addressed the chief executive officer.
Letter B manko do gis.
This is my first time to see the letter.
Mr. Batchily, you recognize the exhibit? Please pass it to Mr. Batchily, Madam Lowe.
Mr. Batchily.
That is the letter that Mr. Sharbel El-Haj wrote to BCC to say that the land that you allocated to him should be transferred to Mr. Nando. You recognize the letter?
Yes.
Is the mayoress aware of this letter?
Maybe she forgot, but she saw this letter.
She saw it?
Yeah, maybe she forgot, but she saw this letter, definitely.
Okay. Let me have the letter. Now, Madam Lowe,
Madam Lowe,
you have had the mayor. Mr. Batchily, why am I promoting you to mayoress? I'm not going to elect you any day, any time. The way you have run BCC, Mr. Batchily, there is no chance.
Lead council.
Yes.
Lead council.
I
heard what Batchily have said.
So
if he said I have ever seen this letter,
I'll take his word.
I'll take his word.
Okay.
Why man letter be feel like why it's possible?
But for me, this letter is my first time to see it here. But it may be possible.
At least you spoke about knowing or having knowledge of Sharbel and Nando, the transfer of land between the two of them. Correct.
For that I was informed not more than even twice, and I think he have informed council.
And Sharbel told you too.
Buguma nekal lima gëna baña def fi moy di nekk di guess di wax li eleg ma wax lele fekk minute ci wax li, to be quite honest li dafa yaga.
What I don't want to do here is just like saying this and saying that. The minutes are there.
Yes, Madam Lowe, to be honest, you have to just say what you want to say and how you want to say it. Feel free to give your answers to the best of your recollection. We have documents we will be showing you, or Mr. Batchily, they are all here. Sharbel testified, and Mr. Rajwani, that's also known as Nando, testified.
And
so where you forget, we may remind you. Now, this letter written to BCC, saying that the land should be transferred Did you give it to me? Saying that the land should be transferred to Nando. MK stores.
One na ne land bi legi dañu ko wara toxal ñu joko Nandu MK stores.
Is that correct?
Nena ndalolu lu war correct na?
Letter big one.
About the letter you showed me.
Is it correct that the agreement that started with Sharbel, Sharbel has the authority to instruct you to transfer that property to Nandu MK stores? Is that correct? Is that a correct procedure?
Nena procedure bi la mo laajte letter bi nga xamne mom Sharbel bind na la ko pour nga gis ne mu ngi la yegal pour nga transfer land bi ci turi Nandu. Nena ndalolu yoon la wala procedure bu war la.
Mom instruct to mom, he wrote to the CEO.
He did not instruct me. He wrote it to the CEO.
The CEO doesn't have the authority.
Nena wa CEO amul dole bobu.
That's why all of you guys were in the picture throughout.
Nena lota yen ñaar yeb yi nang ci biir bi depuis mu doré.
In fact, my question is just whether Sharbel can transfer the land to Nando.
Nena laajte bi sa dole bi yeb moy nda Sharbel ci bopam mëna transfer land bi ci Nandu.
Would you allow that?
I
don't know I have the legal interpretation of that because come
I don't have the legal interpretation of that because as I said
lawyer and then he effect the council
an effect that what
council
info, that is the implementation that council said.
My point is you had an agreement with Sharbel. You decided to talk to Sharbel. The area council. You and the area council. The agreement with Sharbel and Hisense could not go through. We know there is no evidence of an agreement. But at least for the purpose of my statement is it did not go through. Now should Sharbel have the authority to say that you should transfer this property to MK Stores Nando? Transfer to do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Understand why have legal interpretation.
But for that it has a legal interpretation. Legal person as I said, it was he is the CEO who is entitled to ask our legal and whether we have the
lawyer only acts as instructed. The lawyer only acts as instructed. Of course, according to the law, but as instructed. Of course, in accordance with law, that's apparent. My issue is what the reason why you gave the land, you wanted to give the land to Nandu was already not there. Nandu already told you, sorry, Sharbel already told you that the agreement with the Hisense did not materialize. Right? Correct?
Yes.
Now, which means the reason why you wanted to give the plot to Sharbel no longer exists. Correct?
Yes.
Which means the land can no longer be allocated to Sharbel. Correct?
Yes.
Now, so how do you turn back and give the same property and the same dimension to Sharbel, to MK Stores?
MK Stores Nandu.
Council. Sharbel have partners.
As I told you, Council, Sharbel had partners.
We don't have evidence of that. Do you have evidence of that?
No.
That is just verbatim. What he told me verbatim.
Partner A, B, or C.
That he had a partner with orders to make A and C.
So
that is we base our thinking on that.
Okay,
that is the way we wanted to give him.
I'm just trying to tell the mayoress that the land was not given, so that was why we wanted to give him the land.
Nena li mo tam lum la yegal moy comme land bi legi joxamul ko way li mo taxone ngeen buga ko jox land bi.
Wa xam nga ñun pour council.
Yes, for us council.
Ñun japp nañ ne jox nañ ko land bobu.
We thought that the land was issued to him.
No.
Mu ne det.
Ñun lolu mom la wax ne lolu moy suñu understanding ne ñun decide nañ.
That is what I'm telling you because
council wax nañ suñu CEO bi ne.
That was our
effect that. Wax nañ CEO bi dana ko effect.
It was never effected because there was no agreement.
Come again, please.
It was never effected because there was no agreement.
Nena lolu musta jo definitely musta am parce que nanguto amut.
You understand?
Nena understand nga lolu.
Do you understand?
Wow.
The
Yes.
transfer was never effected.
Nena transfer bi musta hew musta am. Yes.
Good. Now, let me now get to the interesting part. I'm not sure. You at some point heard that the land ended up costing $15 million by Charbel.
Nena mba mujenga yeg wala mujenga diga ne land bi dañ ko mujé njegam bi dañ ko mujé jaay lu dembe 15 million.
You heard that?
Charbel nena deg nga
man ko
lolu.
déggé ci CEO through voicemail bu ma yónnee bu maa ngi Nigeria.
I had that through the CEO while he sent a voicemail to me.
Mu ne ma
And that was
xam nga ne A, B and C moo xew.
I was in Nigeria and he told me that do you know that the ABC is what is happening here.
Ma ne ko loolu maa ngi ko door a dégg ci yow.
I told him that this is my first time to hear it from you.
Naan lu moo ñëw suma office yëpp musuta tudda sax ne Charbel jox na ko bu rëy obu tuut.
When Nandu was coming to my office, I have never mentioned that Charbel.
Because you did not ask. Did you ask?
Moom moo ñëw indi complaint moom complaint am bi yëpp mooy wane dafa soxla land bi léegi because dañ war a sampa te any
We have a problem
land sa
with
jël na ko.
the interpreter, Mr. Bojang's microphone. I let me repeat. I said because if that is the case, because you never asked, perhaps.
Nena su fekkee ne mbir mi nii la woon ni mun naa nekk musuloo laajte.
waaw because man ñun Charbel lañ doon dealal les council so su fekkee Nandu li mu doon indi complaint yëpp suma office.
We were dealing with Charbel, so all the complaints that Nandu brought to my office.
mooy naka laa amee land bi back.
How can he be able to acquire the land back?
Nandu cannot complain to have the land back when you never agreed with Nandu. There was no agreement between BCC and Nandu. The agreement was between BCC and Charbel.
Nena Nandu du mën a ñëw sa office complain affaire land bi te fekka yow amuloo benn nangootoo ak moom.
exactly li nga
Nena
wax ne
nangootoo bi nga xam ne am ngeen ko nekkut ne diggante yéen ak Nandu waaye diggante yéen ak Charbel.
exactly li nga wax ni wax naa ko Nandu ci kanami looyam.
Exactly what you have said, that is what I informed or told Nandu in his presence of the council.
wax naa ko Nandu ci kanami doomam bi.
I told him in his presence of the his
wax naa
child,
ko Nandu ci kanami doomam ak keneen ku mu àndalaat.
and I told him in the presence of his child and the other person.
Maybe you should have
accompanied.
just referred Nandu to the CEO.
daf dee ñëw
Nena lu tax
ni
referral
moo
ko ci
ñëwee si man
CEO.
noonu laa demee si CEO.
The way he comes to my office, that's the way he go to the
No, but
CEO.
tell Nandu for the first time, you're coming here, if it's about the land, please do not come to my office about this land because he's a CEO who's responsible. Please communicate with the CEO.
Nena lu tax waxuloo ko jëli mu njëkk bi nga xam ne ñëw na si yow nga ne ko déedéet affaire land bi moom du suma mbir yow.
You had a
mbir mi
meeting
yëpp da nga
with
war a dem
Nandu.
si CEO. Nena am nga meeting ak Nandu.
Once,
am na
benn yoon
twice,
ñaari yoon
the third time,
ñetti yoon
and a possible fourth time.
nena mun naa nekkaat sax ñeneenti yoon.
Because why I said possible fourth time is
Nena lu
because
tax mu ne
Nandu said about 3 to 4 times.
lu tax mun naa nekkaat ñeneenti yoon parce que Nandu si boppam wax na ko fii ñetta ba ñeneent.
The first time, Madam Lowe, you tell Nandu that if it is about this land, please consult the CEO. I have nothing to do with this property.
nena lu waroon mooy yoon bu njëkk bi nga xam ne wala tànk bu njëkk bi nga ñëwoon si yow yow booba nga ko war a wax ne affaire yi laan moom man axuma si dara wala axuma si feer demal si CEO bi nena mbaa def nga woon lii.
unfortunately bi moo ñëw sax first time.
Unfortunately, when he
second
was
and
coming
third time bi fekku fa
the first time,
Batchily.
second and third time does not find Batchily there.
waaye laajal Nandu ñaata yoon laa ko dee wax ne ko ñun amuñ dara pour def ak yow demal man Nandu sax maa ko wax ne ko demal wax ko complaint si ministry bi.
Nandu asked him how many times he came to me, and I was telling him that I have no affairs
Complain about the
I referred him
allocation.
to go to council.
Complain about the allocation, complain about the diligence is different. My
Nena.
point is, he
Complain.
came once to your office.
Complain about allocation joxe ko ak diligence nena lolu nekkut benn.
He came to your office the first time.
Moom lu may wax ni mooy Nandu ñëw na sa office benn yoon.
You as the mayoress, of course, you manage the people, you govern the people, and they come to you. You will be gracious to welcome Mr. Rajwani.
Mayo te yow nga gis ne yow fi nga nekk dang de welcome nit ñi dañu wara du ñew fofu di gisante neena koku su ñewé fo nga welcome ko.
But now you know what he wants to discuss is not what you can handle. It's an administrative issue. It's for him to go to Mr. Batchily, and Mr. Batchily comes to you or council. Tell him, I'm sorry, I have heard you, but then I have not dealt with you in this manner. I don't know what you're talking about. I only know Sharbel. Please go to Mr. Batchily.
Nena da nga gis ne mom su ñewé ci yow ba dal di la yëgal légui yow sa nga xamné lan moy tankam bi nena lu war moy yow war nga ko wax ne waaw yow war nga dem ci administrative nga rifa ko ci CEO da nga gis ne CEO mo xam lu mo wara yobé mbir mi nda ci yow la mo ñew council.
If he goes to Mr. Batchily and you don't meet him there,
fekulo ko fa.
He goes again, you don't meet him there.
Mu dem fofu fekatot ko fa.
That is his problem. There is an administrative issue that Mr. Batchily has a deputy.
Nena mom da nga gis ne lolu problème am la parce que lolu administrative issue la parce que mom so gisé CEO bi amna deputy.
Lead council li nga wax ni wax na ko nandu du ben yon du ñaari yon du ñetti yon waye nandu su ñëwé suma office.
CEO what you said I have informed Nandu more than 3 times but whenever he came to my office
I disagree with that.
Nena nangut lolu.
He cannot come to your office about 3-4 times talking about the same issue that you cannot solve, that you don't know anything about because you have not even discussed with him about that land.
Nena su ñëwé sa office ñeta be ñenenti yoon di la wax lo xamné yow amulo xam-xam ci lolu wala amulo li ci xam ci lolu affaire land bobu.
So Nandu has no business.
Nena Nandu amul ben business
to repeatedly come into your office about the land that you had been telling him apparently that I can't help you with.
Dal di ñëw ci yow di ñëwaat te yow wax nga ko be paré né land bobu man awma warugal wala duma la ko mëna jappalé.
Within a period of 7 years la problem bi am.
Within a period of 7 years, that is the time when this problem occurred.
Wax na le nandu ñëw na small office mom moy domam.
I told you he came to my office with his child.
Ñëw na fa and fa domam ak keneen.
And he came there with his child and another person.
Lawyer bi ñëw na fa and fa domi nandu.
And his lawyer came there together with Landu's child.
What is the relevance?
Te li nga
Nena loolu lan moy relevance am fi.
Wa dama la won rek ne comme li nga wax ni.
I'm telling you that what you have said.
Exactly lo la wax lawyer.
Exactly that is what I said.
No. The lawyer, Nandu's lawyer is not in issue.
Nena fi mbiri lawyer bi bobu nekut issue fi.
There is no, that particular lawyer did not write to you and you didn't write back. The issue here is Nandu.
Nena fi lawyer bi bindut la yow tam bindulo ko nena mbiri mi yep fi wax bi Nandu la.
Nandu would not be coming to your office on 3 or 4 occasions without any reason.
Nena Nandu du ñew sa office ben yon ñetti yon be ñenenti yon te amut lo xamne reason amna.
So my point is,
Nena mom fu moy bantu point am bi moy
you know you guys dealt with Sharbel.
Nena yow xam nga ne yow yeen ak Sharbel na defante won bi.
Why transfer the property to Mr. Rajwani, Nandu? Why? When you never had an agreement, pre-agreement with him.
Nena lana tangen transfer land bi si Nandu. Nena te xam nga ne wala yeg nga ne muslena am ben agreement.
Why fogna letter bi nga ma jox soko set.
But I think the letter that you gave me, if you just look at the letter,
it is clearly stated fofu.
It is clearly stated therein.
Sharbel mu ngi wax ci yow ne prior to our previous meetings.
Sharbel
mu ngi quote ay previous meetings sum amon.
He do quote the previous meeting that we had with him.
Yes, go ahead.
So meetings so you man how much dara lan lañ
Those meetings, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know what was the decision.
So
see, there's no way, Madam Lowe, that this transaction, it started with you.
Nena amut ben yon fi parce que so cité transaction bi yep ci yow la door.
It ended with you.
Nena ci yow la em.
I have the
lead council. I totally disagree ak lolu because started ak man.
I disagree. I totally disagree.
Office like any other need no way foga bunti mayor bi.
It doesn't start with me. Sharbel never come and knock the door of the mayor and explain what he wanted.
Ma wan ko ne ko na dem ci CEO.
And I saw him to go to the CEO.
Mu yobbu letter bi ci CEO.
Who did Mr. Sharbel El-Haj
to the CEO
have the communication with to lease the land? Is it you or the CEO?
Pour lease land bi Sharbel moma kananje ka am watan pour affaire lease land bi yow la wala CEO?
Lease land bi to who?
To Sharbel.
Pour Sharbel.
With Hisense.
With Hisense.
Who did the discussion start with?
Nena waxtaan bi fan la si kan la dooree.
waaye wax naa la ko ma ne la indi na paper bi suma
No, let's just start. Who did it start with? Is it
Nena
you or Mr. Batchily?
si kan la dooree si yow wala Batchily.
My job is to just get the facts. I have no interest in when it started with Mr. Batchily. If we
Nena moom-
are mistaken by that, I will just apologize. We move on with Mr. Batchily. Did
Nena
it start
moom
with
fax bi la
you
soxla.
or it started with Mr. Batchily?
Nena waxtaan bi si yow la dooree wala si Mr. Batchily.
letter bi suma office la ko indi ma jox ko ne
He
ko mu
brought
yóbbu
the
ko si
letter.
Batchily.
Not the letter.
To my
Did the
office.
discussion to allocate the land to Sherbel start with you or with Mr. Batchily?
Nena allocation pour Sarbel si yow la dooree wala si Batchily la
mun
dooree.
naa ne mu ngi starté si Mr. Batchily because si Mr. Batchily la yóbbu.
I wanted to
woon ko lu mu
say-
bugg a Mr. Batchily advice ñu ne dañ ko yóbbu council.
I just want to say that it started with Mr.
Mr. Batchily,
Batchily
don't be in a hurry,
because
we'll come
Mr.
to you.
Batchily and Batchily brought him to me.
I see you are getting your glasses down. We'll come to you for the same thing. Madam Lowe, did Sherbel tell you first that he wants to purchase? That's what your evidence is all along. Did Sherbel tell you that he has partners called Hysen that want to invest in the Gambia, specifically in Banjul, and therefore you were excited because it will bring employment to the youth?
Nena wax nga fi lu bëri de nee na léegi mooy mu ngi laajte ndax Sarbel mos na ñëw si yow pour wax la ne dafa bëgg a paaka di lu tax loolu mooy dafa am partners yi nga xam ne bëgg nañ ñëw fii pour def business te dinañ fa employ ay ndaw yi nga xam ne.
Is it a yes or a no?
waaw wala
nga
déedéet.
gis application bi everything is.
No, is that a yes or a
nee
no?
na waaw wala déedéet.
waaw because mu ngi si biir application bi.
yes it's in the
Forget
application.
the application. I've
Nena
seen
fàtte
the
la affaire
application.
application.
You've all seen the application.
nee na ñëpp gis nañ ko.
You know, I said to you,
Mu ne lu mu la wax mooy-
started with you and you said no.
si yow la dooree nga ne déedéet.
Now I am repeating your evidence.
nee na léegi yow sa kaddu la moo toppa li nga waxoon fii la moo bantuwaat.
Did you not tell the commission
nee na ndax waxuloo commission ne.
that Sherbel came to your office
Sarbel dafa ñëwoon si yow sa
and
office.
informed you
mu daal di la yëgal ne.
that he has a partner called Hisense,
nee na am nañ partner bi nga xam ne ñu ngi tudd Hisense.
that they want to have a company here for manufacturing company,
nee na bëgg nañ am fi company.
and they will be employing youths from
te
Banjul.
ci kaw loolu dinañ jël ndaw si pour wala.
And you were excited naturally by that.
nee na te wax nga sa bopp fii ne loolu daf la yóbbu woon. sa si
Did you
si kaw
say
loolu.
that or not?
nee na wax nga loolu wala wax loo.
loolu laa wax
That
ak
is-
di application ma daay def ko si CEO.
No, forget the application. Just
waaw ok waaw wax naa loolu.
that is what I have said.
did that not happen before Sherbel met CEO about this issue?
nee na ndax loolu nekkut ne mu loolu moo njëkk a am bala Sarbel di dem si CEO about mbir bi.
Team force initially ñëwee la ma ko wax ak application bi ndax after la ma
I'm
wax
not
loolu.
talking about the application, madam. I am not referring to an application.
nee na moom gis nga waxam bi yëpp musta wax
You
application.
see the application. We have no issue with the application because
nee na
it's
gis
black and
nga
white.
application black and white boobu amuñ mbiram ni waxuñ mbiram.
Sherbel first came to you and informed you about his intentions about securing a plot of land from BCC because he has partners, correct?
nee na Sarbel dafa njëkk a ñëw si yow dal di la yëgal ne mu ngi am ay partners te dañ bugg a def business si Banjul. nee na du dëgg.
Waaw.
yes.
And after which you now referred him, after your discussions, you now referred him to the CEO.
nee na bi ngeen waxtaanee ba pare nga dal di ko refer si CEO.
mooy the same day bi mu andi application bi ñëw.
Even 1 minute.
nee na
Wow,
su nekkee
wow,
1 minute.
wow.
yes.
It was the mayor, then the CEO, not the CEO, then the mayor,
nee
correct?
na jógee ko si mayor dem si CEO nekkut ne si CEO ñëw si mayor.
So I repeat my statement. It started with you.
nee na kon ba léegi mu bantuwaat nee na si yow la dooree. yes.
That's what I said. Now, we have Mr. Nandu, who has an agreement. We have a problem here because the land eventually magnified from $2 million to $20 million.
nee na laan bi soo ko seetee njëgam bi jógee na door na 2 million waaye léegi fu mujjee mooy
$20 million.
million dollars.
Nandu ended up paying about $20 million
Nandu-
as far as he's concerned.
Nandu moom si boppam lu mu wax fii fee na lu dem ba 20 million dollars.
And you are not aware of this.
nee na te yow ndaa yëguloo loolu.
xaw ma diggante Nandu ak Sarbel xaw ma ci dara. li
I
ma xam
don't-
mooy ne Nandu.
I know nothing between Nandu and Sarbel. All I know is that Nandu
Sarbel ñëw na ut na laan.
Sarbel came and found a land,
jox nañ ko laan bi.
and the land was given to him,
charge nañ ko 2 million.
and he was charged 2 million.
mu fay 2 million si suñ account
He
si.
paid 2 million to our account.
so lan moo transpire xaalis between Sarbel ak Nandu.
So what transpired for the monies between Sarbel and Nandu?
CEO laa ko njëkk a dégg.
I heard it from the CEO.
But you transferred that same land to Nandu.
Nee na waaye land boobu da nga ko transfer yu ko joxe ko Nandu.
If you do not know anything about Mr. Rajwani, you don't know anything about Nando. Mr. Rajwani, you don't know anything about MK stores. Why would the council transfer the land to MK stores?
So fekk ne amulo dara wala amulo dara si Nando wala MK stores nena lanata nga wara transfer.
Because council never had an agreement with MK stores.
MK stores nena
Why
parce que
wana
soko
ko?
sété council musta am nanguto ak MK stores.
Manela ñun suñu understanding mooy woon ne Charbel lañ jox land bi.
I have told you that our understanding is that the land was issued to Charbel.
No,
So-
the lease, go ahead, please proceed.
So
ñun suñu understanding as a council mooy ne Charbel lañ allocate land.
our understanding as council was that the land was allocated to Charbel.
You interpreted it legally.
You interpreted it legally,
Wane ne joxuñ Charbel land.
and so tell us
Not
that,
legally.
that we
Accept-
don't
Not
give
legally.
Charbel
That's-
land.
That was not a legal, just a legal interpretation.
Then a legal interpretation.
This is, please hold this lease agreement between Banjul City Council and MK stores. These two.
Nena puro muon la kayit bi nga xamne list li digante
Even the one,
Charbel ak
even the one at
MK
around the
stores.
National Assembly, Mr. Batchily, was transferred to MK stores, right?
Yeah, that was the one transfer to MK stores.
Yeah, the two were transferred. They were at National Assembly, correct? Now, just have a look at this, please.
Nena nga selli.
Just first give it to Mr. Batchily. This is the lease agreement transferred to MK stores, Mr. Batchily? Yes?
Yes.
The one at around the National Assembly is there?
Trying to figure out where the area is mentioned.
Do you want me to help you?
Okay, that's the one I'm reading here. It says located. Okay, maybe the description, but it says located at Bond Road
Yes.
behind the National Assembly in Banjul.
Exactly.
So which means just this.
Now you can. Before I go to the mayoress, if you have a lease agreement, will the mayoress be aware?
Sure.
Why? How?
I normally tell her, and then our lawyer too is involved.
Of course, if the lawyer is aware, involved in this,
So
it's clear.
she's always in the know of any lease agreement that I prepare with the lawyer.
All right. Now, please give the documents to the mayoress. Mr. Batchily said you are always aware when these agreements are prepared because the lawyer will always be involved. Mr. Batchily cannot do this alone. Is that correct?
CEO xana ne li toujours su xé yow dang ko dé yek parce que lawyer bi sen lawyer bi fokk mu ñew mu dal li ko topal né nanda cadre bobu deug la wala det.
Why li council wax naa la ko ma ne la ñun ñoo ko wax because he has to go to council.
Yes, li council I told you that we need to inform him because these things have
So
to
moom
go to
mënut a
council.
def liste bi te ñun directing ko pour mu def ko.
So he cannot do the list without our direction.
And
for him
once
to
it
do
is
so.
done, you will be aware that it's prepared.
Nena kon lu woy la té moy nda yek nga né list amna list bi nga xamné dañ ko défar.
No. When it is done, you will be aware that it is prepared.
Nena list suñ ko jagaré wala suñ ko défaré da nga yek né amna list bi nga xamné dañ ko défar.
Waaw dafa war a indi pour ma sign ko.
Yes, you have to come to me for signature.
Exactly. That is my point.
Nena fofu la mo waxé.
Now, this was done with Nando,
Then
but was
Ali-
never done with Charbel.
Nena li dafa xewon ak Nandu waye musulen ko def ak Charbel.
My point is, no one can say,
Yeah,
and
no.
Madam Lowe, you do not have the room to say I am not aware of any part because everything is on paper, and if the procedure is such that you are aware and you sign, then there is no way that you would not know that Charbel never had a lease.
Nena su fekkee ne lii dafa xewoon nga dal di ko saay nena du am benn jafe-jafe wala yoon pour nga wax ne yow yëguloo ko wala.
waaw waaye ban bii liste bi sign ma ko bu 8 of January 2021.
But this list 8 of January 2021 I did not sign
But
it.
you are aware.
Nena waaye yëg nga ko.
The signing is your evidence, it's not mine. I'm saying that when it is prepared, you have confirmed that you will be aware because you have instructed the
signature bi
CEO.
bobu dina nek evidence nena way su fekke ne defar nañ ko nena fokk nga yek ko nena because nek na lo
You
xamne
admitted to that.
nena nangu nga lolu.
Wa dama ko wara yek because mako wara sign.
Yes, I must be aware because I am the one to sign.
Yes.
Because si man la ko wara indi pour man ma sign ko.
They have to brought it to me for me to sign.
Yes.
Why luma gis fi moy ne bi
But
amul signature.
what I see here for this one, my signature is not there.
Yes, but there is an assignment. There is a list that was assigned to Nando, and no one disputes that.
Nena comme liste Nando jox nañ ko liste wala defar nañ ko liste nena kenn du wédi lolu.
There is no list assigned to Sharbel, and no one disputes that. Correct?
Nena tamit Sarbel amut ben liste kenn du wédi lolu.
Correct? Am I right?
Wa dede lima set fi moy.
Okay.
No, what I'm looking here is that
I don't know what happened here because 2019
I don't know what happened here because
man sign
2019
nako
I signed
gis na for lawyer bitam.
and I saw that of the lawyer.
Why 2021
But 2021
gisuma signature lawyer bi gisuma fa suma signature.
I don't see my signature much more that of the lawyer.
So I don't know.
Madam Mayor, would it be in respect to the one that was cancelled? Because there is an assignment that was done, and this was referenced by Ms. Ida Drame, lawyer for Nando, referring to the cancelled assignment. Was it the one? Is it the one that you are referring to? Mr. Batchily, can you please note and provide us with the assignment that was cancelled? There was one that was done and was cancelled. So that we will be able to compare, because now the mayor is saying she did not see her signature. Perhaps her signature would be in the one that was cancelled. And why was that assignment cancelled, Mr. Batchily?
The first list.
Yes.
Yeah, because eventually it was not feasible for him to be given that area again because of the national.
Who? Nando?
Yes.
Madam Chair, is the National Assembly
National
plot
Assembly. Yeah.
Not, okay.
that never materialized? So they moved the allocations to
Bond
the
Road.
Bond Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that initial.
Yes, let us have the cancelled copy.
Yeah. Somebody write it down.
That would be the evidence in furtherance to the fact that Sarbel was never allocated.
Yes.
Yes. So please provide us with that.
Dila understand you. Council.
Yes.
Lila understand Luta from 25th of June 2019 to 8th of January 2021.
This is what I don't understand. From 25th of June
2019.
2019
Be 2019, maybe 2021.
and this is 2021.
And it's the same people at the same place.
And
Yes.
the same people at the same place.
Let me explain.
Because the purchaser or Mr. Nando MK stores were later reallocated the Bond Road, correct?
Nena parce que purchase bi Mr. Nandu nena koku dañ ko mujjé reallocate Bond Road.
To Bond Road. That is what it says for the one in 2021.
Nena bu 2021 bi lolu la wax.
And the agreement, the lease agreement states that paragraph 3 by a letter dated the 19th August 2020, the leaseor gave approval to the lessee to use the land and the subject of this land for the purpose stated in this lease. So this is when you had an agreement. And he said that by a resolution dated the 30th of April 2019, the Emergency General Council meeting, the council approved the said application. So this application that you are relying on, it's the application, they see the lease agreement of 2021, serial number 192/2021.
In a serial agreement with 2021,
which gave MK Stores to operate as the lessee. Made reference to an emergency resolution of the 30th of April 2019. Let me show you again where the problem is. Just look at paragraph 3 of the lease given to MK Stores.
Paragraph 3 MK Stores.
You will also turn to Article 4. You will see the amount stated.
Article 4.
And you can compare with the letter of the 30th of April.
April 30th.
Have you seen that? Paragraph 3 of the lease agreement.
Paragraph 3 of the lease agreement.
Please read it.
By letter dated 19th of August 2020, reference number 11/BCC/89/volume, the lessor gave approval to the lessee to use the land, the subject of this lease, for the purpose stated in this lease.
Okay. What is that saying?
By letter dated 19th of August 2020.
That there is a letter dated the 19th of April 2020. 30th, sorry.
30th of April.
So that we give approval
2019
to the lease to use the land, to the lessee.
Yes, to use the land. That is MK Stores, correct?
MK Stores.
Paragraph 3 is saying that there is a letter of the 30th of April 2019 which gave MK Stores permission, that is a General Council emergency meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Which gave the lessee, that is MK Stores, permission to use the land as, yes. Correct?
Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is there a letter of that such? Is there a letter of the 30th of April 2019 that gave MK Stores permission for the lease?
By the
General Council? The answer is no.
Not a letter, but the minutes.
Not a letter, but minutes.
But not to MK Stores.
MK Stores.
Lead council, so mabala le rek bi ñu indi minutes.
If you
because
give me time, we bring minutes. Because this was a long time, so I don't want to be saying
all right,
this and
please bring the minutes on Monday.
Unfortunately, I get to kiss the mass.
Unfortunately, I'm traveling on Sunday.
You can make that application today.
I wanted to make it after.
I just wanted to make it after. Whenever we are done.
But since Sunday the travel.
Sunday, I wish to travel.
Then you dem America with the UN Habitat.
We are going to America with the UN Habitat.
So since you get them Geneva.
From there, we are proceeding to Geneva.
So in VLR being done inaugurate fee.
Our VLR that we are inaugurating herein.
So UN Habitat you get them America, but you try set na then you like
so Real Habitat are making us to go to America so that we can be able to have
partners.
Partners.
Madam Lowe.
Madam Lowe.
we appreciate the fact that you're traveling. We appreciate the fact that you're traveling for the interest of the people that you are representing.
Chair, may I approach the commission based on the application of the...
Yes, please. We will discuss the issue of your travel. When we finish, we will rise and we will come back and deal with the issue. Yes, you may proceed.
Well, dama bëggona wax ne ëlëk mënon na indi minutes itam.
All I wanted to say is that tomorrow I can be able to bring the minutes.
Yes, okay. That is good that you have said that you will bring the minutes. Yes, but you know, and you appreciate the fact that we cannot have you first. The fact is that you have an office to run. We cannot have you here every day. 1, 2, we have given you opportunity to travel for a very long period of time, and that we have to conclude on your evidence, right? So that we can move on to other mayors as we progress. But we will come back to what you have said. Yes.
May I proceed?
Proceed now.
We can rise and come back after 5 minutes, or I proceed?
Yes, we can rise now and come back, then we can conclude and deal with it.
As the commission please.
Yes.
Can the witness guide the commission as to how long she intends to travel, so that may aid the commission in arriving at the just conclusion?
Yes. For how long do you... Please also provide us with your itinerary and your travel schedule.
Mom, I said ni guy.
Yes. If you have the details on your phone, please forward same to the secretary, who can provide us with the copies while we go for recess for 10 minutes. We may rise.